Dumelang lotlhe. It's a fabulous Friday night, and this is what we have in store for you. We kickstart the show at a jazz event in Bronkhorstspruit, where various artists came together to celebrate this phenomenal genre. Then we move over to a campaign launch that brought together leaders and visionaries on preserving our heritage, Jozi, my Jozi. In the ever-evolving landscape of luxury exists a beacon of innovation and elegance. Extraordinary jewelry designer Lebo Mojaki joins us in studio as we unpack her pieces. Now on to fashion with a cause. Dress code definitely plays a significant role in everyday etiquette. We take a look at some prints worn by staff of an insurance company. Lots more coming up. Stay tuned as we serve only the best on Trendz Live. Let's rock this, Candy.
Warm welcome this evening and welcome to Trendz Live. Bidalamina yi kansani koza. But like I always say, because we're family now, please call me Candy. You heard in the headlines that we've got a jam-packed lineup in store for you tonight. I mean, we are your home of all things lifestyle after all. So what do you say? Let's get the show on the road. All right, first up, jazz is a global music language which brings generations together. And it was recently evident that the people of Bronkhorstspruit in Pretoria East sure know how to have a good time. This, as forms of jazz styles got both young and old on the dance floor. Trendz Live producer Randy Tubani attended a jam and jazz event where various artists came together celebrating the phenomenal genre. So let's have a look.
It's the third edition of the Jam and Jazz Lovely Mint Pilgrimage, and it was quite a vibe. It's beautiful how it accommodates the older generation. I sat down with the founder on starting this and why.
I'm a journalist by trade, and I follow a lot of music, different types of music. And when I thought about putting together an event, I thought I don't want to put a genre-specific concept, because the moment you say a jazz festival, people expect that it will be just jazz, you know, and you'll find that there are people who enjoy jazz, but they also enjoy other music styles. And so I wanted to put together an event that accommodates that broader audience.
We spoke a little more on whether or not jazz music gets the recognition it deserves. I'm a jazz girly myself, and I definitely appreciate a more mature sound.
I think on the grassroots level, it gets the recognition in terms of the people who are consuming the music, people who are appreciating the music, people who are buying the music. We also have the Mzansi Jazz Awards, which is also recognizing artists, Bopra syndrome, you know.
Many of us know him as Ipantulale Love. Some of my personal favorite jams, Angsakwazi, Joanna, and the likes. Musa Sukwene serenaded the crowd with the gorgeous music he makes. We got to unpack this very music and who he makes it for.
Sometimes these songs are not even about me. It's just how I view the world, and some of these things that I see, some of the people that I meet. I got friends, you know what I mean, who express their lives in different ways. And for me, I've been known as that guy, Manipansulale Love, you know, so it's like I tap into different places at different times. It's never really a conversation about me.
We also then tapped into the importance of being intentional about the music Musa makes, talking identity as well as heritage.
But for me, it's everything has to have an identity of some sort, you know what I mean? When you walk around, people need to know who you are, and they need to know what you stand for. For me, heritage is everything that's got to do with me being a person and everything in life generally, you know what I mean? What I teach my kids, how people view me, and I put it even more closer to myself when I use language. And that's why most of my songs are based on native languages.
The Jazal brothers also graced the stage, and it was spectacular. Lutando and Ntobeko Nizela will be celebrating 20 years soon. What a dynamic duo.
It's been a great journey. We started 19 years back. We are still alive. People are still loving us. I think people loved us from the first time, and the people are still following us, and we didn't change anything about us. And as well, we are celebrating 20 years very soon, and people must come and join us for another 20 years. We worked so much. We produced a lot of artists. We produced a lot of songs.
The brothers have a Jazal Academy that is quite close to their hearts. They have students from various provinces. Embracing heritage is also key in their craft, and they always give back.
It is important to impart knowledge to others, because we also come from that kind of a school where there were people who groomed us from church, even at school. So it is important for us what we have learned to also give it to others.
It's supposed to be an ongoing thing to celebrate the heritage. Knowing where you're from, it's important for you to move forward. There are a lot of things that are happening these days. It's easy to forget our roots.
The first song that played on the radio, it was Ke utlwa medumo mmino le ditoko tsa kwana lapeng basadi ka medidi etsane. So already when we speak that, we are saying ndifuna ubuyele ekhaya. It's not literally ekhaya. It means I need to be rooted, go back to what, do you even know it?
Beautiful performances from Tenolo and some inspiration from Goodman, aka the Style Guru, on what this year's festival has taught him.
I do my music from the heart, literally from the heart, and also from a traditional aspect of things. You know, I sing in Setswana, and you know, not a lot of people in my genre sing in Setswana. So I thought, let me actually represent.
I never knew that 70-year-olds can actually come to an event and have fun. So German jazz has taught me so much. You know, there's so many people from all walks of life. I've never emceed anything of this nature. Like, I never thought that there would be people that can just come together and celebrate jazz music, you know, the art, you know, the Africanness, you know, the cultures, you know, the heritage.
We came, we had an amazing time, we sang, we danced, and we have conquered as the true Africans we are. It was indeed a beautiful experience, full of incredible talent. We carry so much grace.
Now, Johannesburg is a city that thrives on its people, their spirit, their stories, and its shared pride. The city came together recently for the launch of a campaign dubbed Babize Bonke. Come see how Jozi does it. The campaign calls on all to celebrate and reimagine Jozi. Trendz live producer Bulelani Lugokwana takes you inside an event that's about more than just a city, but the heartbeat of those who call it home. So sit back, relax, and let's enjoy this one together.
A first of its kind for Jozi, the Babize Bonke campaign shines a light on the dreamers, believers and achievers who keep the city Johannesburg alive. And to understand the vision behind this campaign, we had a conversation with the team driving it to unpack what it truly means for the city and its people.
What really inspired me are the individuals and the people whose stories that we're telling, the people who we call them the invisible. And the whole idea of this campaign is to make the invisible visible, make their actions known. There are people in the city, in our city, who are doing amazing work, incredible work. And these individuals are the reason why our city is like this, why there's hope, why there's creativity, why there is the spirit of Jozi. They actually are the people on the ground, not listening to the negative things, they're getting stuff done.
The spirit of the day carried a powerful reminder that Johannesburg thrives when its people stand behind one another, celebrate its talent and share in the vision of a city alive with possibility.
Like even the name of the campaign, Babize Bonke. Like when you hear about it, I want you to tell somebody else and tell somebody else. They must go to these places where we're showcasing, support these businesses, donate if you have to. We want these individuals to get all the spotlight and their businesses, because some of them are creatives, some of them are community leaders, to get support. One thing about Jozi is a catalyst for change. And so we hope what we're starting, it's only the beginning of something. And we hope it becomes a snowball of positive change in our city, where people are actually coming into the city to witness and experience these amazing stories, because you can only feel it once you hear.
These are just some of the nuggets from the launch, where we also caught up with pioneers making a lasting impact in Jozi and reflecting on why preserving Johannesburg's spirit is more important now than ever.
It damages our environment and people don't really stop dumping if you don't plant. And there's so many people who don't have food. If you look at people who scratch in the bins looking for food, that you can supply the soup kitchens, the old age homes, the orphanage homes, those spaces need to be used rather than dumping.
Me and my team, we focus on the art installations and particularly on the gateways into the city. So we just did the Nelson Mandela Bridge and we're working now on Queen Elizabeth Bridge. These are the access points that people use to get into town. And we want people to feel inspired as they come into the city, to look up and see an amazing artwork and go like, wow, this is the city I want to be in. And there are so many artists working in town. It's really become, in many ways, an art city. So let's reflect the people in the artwork and bring that magic back. So I also draw and paint and do printmaking and other mediums. But sculpture has this great power to uplift and inspire people and to bring life back to public areas.
As the city lights fade into the night, one thing remains clear: Johannesburg's heartbeat lies in its people. The day was more than just about launching a campaign, but it was a movement to celebrate, preserve, and reimagine the city we call home.
From music to all things Jozi Maboneng, it's time for us to take a breather. And when we return, we're joined by African jewelry designers. And who knows, if my future husband is watching, they might be our ring plug. Lampana Khorevele today, I am the Makoti Yamo Trendz. I'm just joking. We'll be right back. Don't touch that remote. And just like that, we're back right here on SABC News. On to fashion with a cause. Fantastic client and employee experience creates great strides for any growing company or organization. And dress code plays a significant role in ensuring that the morale, enthusiasm, and work ethic of staff is elevated. While insurance mogul Sanlam has partnered with a local fashion house to enhance their uniform for exactly this purpose. Fusing African heritage, bold designs, and making a cultural statement, this uniform is one to be reckoned with. Trendz live producer Deany Elizabeth Morr got a glimpse into the makings of trendy staff gear. Check it out.
Models stylishly representing the transformation of traditional office wear. You see, reputable financial client services company Sanlam has rebranded its staff clothing not simply as workwear, but as symbols of pride, cultural identity, and inclusivity. Here's what birthed this vision.
The vision around the uniform came about trying to make our staff show up in a way that allows them to serve our clients a lot better. And in order to serve your clients better, we know that if you look good, you feel good, and you're able to do a better job. People are able to bring their personalities to the front. So we were looking for a company that could create a custom print for us, something that could infuse what our journey was as a business.
Iconic in creating custom and beautiful stories behind their print, a renowned South African fashion house was enthralled to fulfill the vision. After all, the designer and founder is known for weaving African storytelling into fashion. I'm dressed by you and I feel absolutely gorgeous. Thank you very much. Tell us about some of the prints that you have in store.
So the prints that we have in store, you are wearing the Ngoni print, which is take inspiration from the Ngoni tribe.
You've recently partnered with a financial services company. What attracted you to their brand, and why were you so excited and willing to actually be a part of this venture?
I love that they didn't restrict us in saying we're giving you a print to work with. They say be creative, you are an African designer, so come up with the print for us. So this was a very exciting project for us because we're able to do what we love and extend it into the corporate world. For me, I always say African fashion is not for traditional weddings or any other ceremonies. It's something that we need to be able to wear in our everyday.
The transition to new uniform embraces cultural pride and identity as well. This keeping the staff morale and performance uplifted while repositioning a sense of embracing their Africanness through the clothes in any space they are adorned.
It was important that we make sure that our print was reflective of the communities that we serve. So a lot of the communities that we serve are various cultures, various languages, various styles. And so we wanted something that was representative of that. We also realized that a lot of our staff travel, they use public transport, and most of the time people will wear their normal clothes, get to work, and then change into their uniform because you don't want to look as stiff and representative of the company that you work for. And so that was part of our vision, that you're actually proud to wear from eTexini, Pasini, eTrainini, all the way into your home.
So we have this waistcoat which you can be able to wear it with this skirt or interchangeable with this one, even plain navy pants. We try to break it with white, and then we have a dress here. This one fits different body shape. You can tie it here if you want to snatch your waist, ladies. And then here, if you just tie it now, you just want to make it loose. So we have that. And then we have the skirts. So we try to break the print, have navy, just so that there's not too much print. And even on this blouse, you see, it's just like in the necktie only. And then for the guys, we have different golfers. So this golf shirt comes in a short sleeve and then a long sleeves. And we have a cardigan, which you can wear with a shirt, white shirts and jeans, casual, navy chinos or navy pants that are formal.
And for those exclusively privileged to showcase these outfits for the first time, it was evident that this futuristic mission was accomplished.
It feels so special being in this uniform. I feel so confident. I love the fact that it's not just style, it's heritage. We get to represent our culture in our workspaces. It's not only for work, it also represents a whole lot of tradition. You can go to a wedding, you can go to any corporate event. It just looks so stylish with every touch of tradition.
This is like a monochromatic look for me. Blue is my favorite color as well. I love the prints on the cardigan. It's very heritage. It brings an African heritage to it. And also, there's a variety, like we have a variety.
I'm wearing a two-piece, very colorful. I love the patterns. I love the fact that you can style it with a scarf, and even, I'm wearing a formal pant right now, but you can be casual, rock some sneakers.
Now that's how cultural storytelling through unconventional wardrobes spurs color and vibrancy to even the corporate world.
And now on to jewelry. In the ever-evolving landscape of luxury jewelry, there exists a beacon of innovation and elegance, Elizabeth Morr. Founded by the extraordinary designer Lebo Mojaki and enriched by the fresh perspective of her daughter, Deany Elizabeth Morr, they stand as a testament to the timeless allure of craftsmanship, heritage, as well as creativity. A journey that celebrates the legacy of ancient African techniques, the spirit of innovation, and the beauty of couture jewelry crafted from unconventional materials. They're in studio with me, this powerhouse duo that is mother and daughter. Good evening, ladies, and welcome to Trendz Live.
Thank you.
Your jewelry is on, so I'm so excited about this conversation. Are you guys feeling good?
Yes, we're great.
All right, I love that. I mean, why jewelry, and in particular African luxury pieces?
Okay, so I think I have had an opportunity to work in highly pressured offices, both in corporate and, political time or space when I was still there.
Yeah.
And we always struggled in finding pieces that are authentically, African, but they're not beat, they're not, minimal in that sense. So I think it was always at the back of my mind to say, you know what, we need something that is different, that someone can actually buy here at home, or we can gift this person with an amazing piece and they're able to wear it for an event or even a red carpet event, as opposed to just beads and then you get to, say, London and you're like, oh, I got this little piece from, when I was visiting Africa. So I think it was always at the back of my mind. And in 2013, when I decided to leave it all and just stay, in Cape Town near the beach, I'm trying to see what is next. And that was like the next thing for me to do, starting a brand that would just make amazing African pieces.
and you're making such amazing pieces, and I love the fact that the story starts from when you were in corporate in 2013. It's now 2025. That's 12 years in the making. So what do you think it is though about, Elizabeth Morr that sets it apart? Outside of it just, like not making African bead jewelry, which is still so beautiful, but what is that unique selling point, I guess?
I think what most people don't know about Elizabeth Morr is that every little design comes from a technique that is, exported from ancient Africa. So you're literally wearing ancient now.
Wow.
So it's a whole lot of research that goes into it. A lot of, trying how, to make this piece, because, the techniques are not there, they're not documented. So we come into the space and we realize that nothing was ever documented in terms of how African jewelry was. So we come and all we know is, beads. And even them, we still don't know how, our forefathers,
actually did it back then.
So I think for us, the main thing is just not the beauty of the work, but also is documenting the technique, have the technique and, say, couture has always been here, jewelry making has always been here, but how did we make it? Why did we stop? What was so bad about our techniques that we decided, no, let's stop and, get,
Yeah, I hear you. Are there names for these techniques that you're referencing to the creative process of making this jewelry?
A very good question, actually. There aren't no names. Like I'm saying, we're really working and trying to research the techniques, and I think at some point we'll have to come up with our names.
Write a book or something like this, the Elizabeth Morr edition. I really just love how it's rooted in so much ancient history that I myself wasn't aware of. And if I'm not mistaken, you guys also source your materials from all over the globe, not just South Africa.
Yes, because we quickly realized that as we, as a continent, we still struggle in terms of, resources. Because even if we were to use, say, a certain type of clay, you realize that for you to get a certain high-end piece, you still need, let's say, progressing countries to come in and say, okay, fine, this is what we're doing and this is working.
And they can be part of what we're trying to do for the future. I love that. Now, Deany, I'm going to come to you. I mean, Mom named Elizabeth Morr after you. What is that feeling like?
Well, she named it after my late grandmother. So it's dear to our hearts. And my mom named it after her mother because she felt like all the things that her mom taught her, she wanted to share with the world, and all the morals and stories. So that's why she named it after my grandmom.
I love it, the lineage that's here.
Yes.
But how was it working with your mom on collaborating on these pieces?
It's amazing. We have very different perspectives. My mom's very bold and very out there. I'm very minimal. So it's always interesting to bring the two worlds together and create something amazing. So it's really fun. We don't fight at all. But sometimes I do have to be like, Mom, this makes sense. We have to do it this way. And just take the lead, and my mom will be like, okay, it's fine.
I love that. It's just like the melting of two different worlds to create magic. I've heard that you've got these pieces, and I'm thinking it's the ones in front of me, the Mapungubwe pieces that are made entirely out of gold. Deany, can you talk us a little bit more about them and just, these gems?
So this is one of my favorite collections because it's going back to ancient history about Mapungubwe and how we've always had techniques of mining, and Africans have always found a way to create their own jewelry, and that's unique. And so it's just bringing this collection, reminding everyone that, hey, we've always been doing this, but now we're bringing it forward and evolving African fashion and incorporating it into what we do with jewelry. And it's been so fun and interesting.
It looks even so beautiful. I just love the fact that you guys are just really taking an ode to tradition and heritage just onto a different level altogether. But Lebo, I have to ask you, and actually to the both of you, is it difficult, getting into the space and navigating, especially in this industry as a woman?
Yes. Well, it's difficult in every space, in every, industry. As an older woman, I've been in 3 different industries throughout my life. And I've realized that it's difficult as a woman, and sorry to say it, even more difficult as a black woman. So you have to work extra hard to prove yourself. And this is what I always tell, it's not wrong, it's not bad for you to work extra hard so that others that come into the space later, they can, you know, find it easier than I did and maybe more than she you know, finds it now. But it is difficult to come in an industry like this and, you know, have your own view on what you think jewelry is, you know, and not saying this is how it was and therefore just, you know, let's just roll with the times. No, just saying this is my point of view when it comes to jewelry, not African jewelry, but, you know, when it comes to jewelry.
In its entirety.
Yes.
I think Deany wanted to add something
Yes, I wanted
there.
to add on that, but as being a woman and being in this space is also amazing because we've had so many amazing women stand up for the brand and really work overtime and really just go out of their way to push our brand, promote our brand, wear our brand. So it's also been amazing to see that, you know, how people always say, you know, women don't support each other, they bring each other down.
But you're just like, no, girl, we are team. What do you call it? Team girl power.
Girl power, yes. So it's been amazing just to see that, how, you know, women will go the extra mile for you and just push your brand and just and not want anything in return. And
just to support you guys and the vision that you have. Now, Deany, I have to ask you this, especially because we're in Heritage Month, but why do you think it's so important for us to know like where we come from and where we belong, especially as we tell our stories?
I think it's important because it helps us with the future and like looking back and seeing the mistakes that were made in the past and just taking strength from that and just pushing forward to make sure that, you know, our cultures are preserved and are evolving, because it's important that they're not stagnant, especially in fashion, because, you know, otherwise then we don't get to share our culture with other people, you know, and be like, but this is beautiful, but it's too outdated. And we don't want that. We want our fashion to evolve, and it's so important with heritage to like mix the two, like have contemporary but still see the Africanness in
what you guys are doing
jewelry.
right now.
So it's so important.
Listen, one thing about you, I can see that you're about to take over the reins of, you know, Elizabeth Morr. But you know, it's live TV and we have to wrap it up. And I want to leave it with you and ask you, what is the legacy as you're currently building that you hope to just leave behind one day?
Okay, I think more than anything, beginning of this year, I decided I'm just going to lay back and leave everything to Deany, who has been really, you know, CEO in the brand from January to now. So I'm just playing more a creative director, you know, from the bag. But I think more than anything, I want her and her children to know that they're Africans and they've always been amazing, you know, and craftsmanship is pretty much who we are. So, yeah, I think if anything, I would love to leave that legacy, just people just continue and telling African jewelry's story in the era so that they can say, this Mapungubia we know, if we look at this one, we know it is pretty much 2025, 26, you know, be able to mark era like, you know, Europeans have, you know, been able to mark eras with the jewelry.
I love that, Lebo. And listen, you are doing that exactly, leaving this legacy, pulling her up. And outside of just your generation to come, I know that people out there at home right now are so inspired. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me this
Thank you for having us.
Oh man, I could talk to them all day, but two powerhouse women with an unwavering commitment to pushing the boundaries of luxury African pieces. We are, though, right now going to be taking a quick break, and when we come back, still more Trendz Live coming your way. Let's go, Suta. Welcome terug. You're still tuned into Trendz Live. Let's take a short left. Staycations don't mean staying indoors. Sometimes the best memories are made just a few hours from home. So we packed our bags and headed to Mudimule Wilderness in Limpopo, where comfort meets adventure and every corner feels like home away from home. Oh, you are in for a treat.
Even when we go away together for a cozy staycation, we often want to take a piece of home with us, whether it's in the comforts we choose or the companions we travel with. So people want flexibility, places that they can go, connect, still be able to relax and be able to feel like they're on vacation. Where do you go? South Africa has plenty of these, but Limpopo is the first place that we are going to demonstrate today. Besides, it's all about the budget. The festive season is officially here. The day was still young, so we grabbed a quick bite. Quick being the operative word because our itinerary was packed with just a few hours to make the most of the resort.
The sort of house element gives you a home away from home feel. It's basically you live in your own house, coming here, you plant yourself, you're actually at home all over, but with a touch of luxury, a touch of the feeling of escape. You somewhere away from home, not too far from built-up places, not too far from the city, but the feeling you get is as if you've traveled very far. But still, you get your home comforts. You've got your huge spaces, you've got privacy, you've got the garden, you've got, like I saw you guys playing games already. Those are things you can do in the houses, which is a bit of a different offering from the normal accommodation that you get with an otherwise hotel offering. The feeling of warmth, space, just relaxation. It's like no other. You literally feel the Limpopo warmth within the property. You would never just come here for just one thing. Yeah. Even if you thought you'd come in just for golf, you end up indulging. I've had golfers who think they're coming for a day, they end up staying for 3 days because it's the other experience that's offered by the environment.
With our host being a pro golfer, some team members seasoned at the game and some just curious to learn, we headed to the golf course.
How does it feel to win this mini tournament?
It feels exhilarating. You lost, what do you mean? How would you know? Eventually I won. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. I won the tournament.
Okay, so how does it feel to be a winner who was allowed to win?
You know what? Oh, yes. No, I'm not allowing you to win because then it means I must take a dunk. No, look. It's in the blood. You know, it feels like second nature to win.
All right.
From the greens to the pool. After a quick change, it was party time. We had the luxury of a private pool where everyone let loose, played, and held nothing back.
Oh, I think it felt like summer. It felt like summer is officially open. We are outside and we will be there. I think I also like the fact that I get to do all the things I like. Like I got to golf and jump in water. Like summer is open.
And do it with the people that you love. So it just felt like you're away from home, but you're also home. Like the service here has been like 10 out of 10. I know we say that a lot, but this was chef's kiss type of experience. The sun is glistening, so are we.
As the sun began to set, we took the party to the rooftop and soaked in the breathtaking beauty of the Limpopo sky.
No, I don't want to lie, but still on travel destinations. Last week on Trendz Live, we explored Corsica's rugged island charm. This time, Stacey takes us inland to La Cruz. It's a region that doesn't feature in glossy brochures, but it reveals why slowing down in the French countryside can be as rewarding as any city escape. Let's all bask in awe.
This time, the journey begins in Paris at Gare d'Austerlitz, where trains don't just connect cities, but open the door to hidden corners of France. Great holidays aren't always about chasing the biggest landmarks or following the most popular routes. Sometimes the best journeys start with a different idea, slowing down, stepping away from the crowds and discovering a side of a country that isn't usually seen on postcards or tour itineraries. That's why countryside travel is making a comeback, the chance to see how people live outside the cities, to find beauty in simplicity and to let the pace of a place set the tone for your holiday. You'll still find many opportunities to explore, from ancient churches to town markets, but the curious traveler is rewarded with an immersive travel experience.
When tourists visit France, usually their itineraries are filled with Paris landmarks or visits to Riviera beaches or even vineyard tours. However, a 3-hour train ride from the center of Paris and you find yourself in a region called La Creuse. Now here you'll find perhaps a simpler, slower, more authentic French experience. Here the hillsides are dotted with chateaux and the villages follow a slow, easy, traditional rhythm. It's certainly a place you won't find on many popular travel itineraries, and that's exactly why I decided to visit.
La Creuse sits between Limoges and Lyon. Far from Disneyland Paris and the bustle of the capital, it's rural, it's green and deeply traditional. The region is also known for its Limousin and Charolais cattle, which are prized across France. Exploring by bicycle, you share the quiet lanes with cows, hedgerows, and little else. I'm staying at the home of my host family who I first lived with as an exchange student years ago. They loved this region so much they bought a farmhouse here, and their home is all comfort, a fireplace, a garden, and a pool that feels like pure summer. Mornings here are quiet and relaxed. They begin with fresh bread, cheese, fruit, and coffee, all from local markets, followed by soaking up that early morning sunshine. It's simple, but everything tastes richer here. Even a round of golf feels different. It's less about competition and more about the beautiful scenery. Meals are often shared at home afterwards with laughter and local produce. Of course, you'll find restaurants in the towns, but here family dining is part of the rhythm of life. Driving through La Creuse reveals castles and centuries-old churches. Some have been painted in unusual colors. And in quiet corners you'll find sarcophagi, which are stone coffins from early Christian times, which serve as reminders of how deep history runs here. Artisanal markets are where communities gather. Breads warm from the oven bought at boulangeries, mushrooms straight from the forest, pungent cheeses, herbs, braids of garlic, cured meats, and even tomatoes in colors that you hardly see in a supermarket. A street singer entertains while charity shops offer antiques, old books, and collectibles. Afternoons often end back at the farmhouse pool, proof that the best holidays aren't about ticking landmarks off a list, but about living simply in the right place. And soon it's back to the station for the train to Paris. La Creuse is just 3 hours from the capital, yet a world away in spirit. For South Africans, it's the kind of holiday that reminds us that sometimes the richest journeys aren't the obvious ones, but the hidden ones. However, if your travels take you through the major hubs of Paris or even Amsterdam, stay tuned to next week's show, where I show you how to make the most of a layover.
Hey, Stacey left me again. Anyway, what happens when you bring together great people and good food? Yep, that's called having an absolute blast. Still in the spirit of Heritage Month, Trendz live producer Randy Tsubane hung out in the East Rand for a rich tapestry of African culinary art that is woven into an unparalleled dining experience. Died for who must indulge in.
It's Heritage Month, and a big part of our heritage is definitely good food. All sorts of cuisine, and an integral part of our diversity, our culture, as well as history. So come with me as we go indulge. A beautiful blend and the celebration of difference, ethnicity, and greatness. This is where a mixture of various South African and Nigerian dishes got us intrigued. From eggs, sausages, toasted sandwiches, tomato and avo, to mogodu, which is tripe meat, pork trotters, some spicy fish, igusi, and many more. Nothing brings us together like music and some nibbles. Olaji Morr is the founder of this establishment. He's originally from Nigeria, and South Africa has been his home for quite a while now. The true essence of African diversity, he takes us through how he started out and why.
We started Ethnic in September 2023 with the hope of giving people good food, good vibe, and experience, great experience in terms of how you feel when you come inside here, to make it feel more homey, more as if you are at your place. With the kind of food that we serve, we cater for every ethnic group, from anywhere you come from.
When we talk about heritage, some of the things we refer to is tradition. We're talking about pride, honor, and courage. One of the traditions of this particular place is to make people happy. to make people eat and enjoy what they eat and drink. It's beautiful to get an amazing experience. I can certainly attest to this.
We celebrate heritage in different ways. I mean, remembering our past, our future, and our present. So it's something that I personally celebrate with my family.
Some regulars at this restaurant and lounge share their thoughts with us, the vibe, and what this particular Heritage Month means to them.
Heritage encompasses many things, and one of them is making us remember our ethnic roots. Of course, that includes remembering how you grew up and where you're basically from, and your surroundings, especially when it comes to cultural surroundings.
This place is an amazing place. Basically, it gives you different vibes. You'll enjoy it for anyone who wants to just come here and relax and get the most out of the experience. Once you taste the food here, you won't want to leave.
Another big part of our heritage is definitely dancing the night away. May the spirit of Ubuntu forever spread wide and far, regardless of where we come from and what we look and sound like. Happy Heritage Month, Banabes. Ethnicity for us all.
Became really hungry after all that delicious African food. So grab a snack and we'll be back with some Sesotho flavor soon after this. This Heritage Month, Trendz Live has hosted a variety of some awesome cultural performances. And so, as we continue with this month's celebrations, you've just heard musical duo Mavele and Tash perform one of their favorite jams titled Lerato. Yes, proudly dressed in their traditional attires. It's pretty clear that these guys are remarkably passionate about embracing their Sesotho culture. Having collaborated with various artists and working on their forthcoming album, Mavele and Tash join us here on Trendz to discuss discuss their music. Dumelang. Le ikutlwa le le jwang?
I hope you were excited.
I absolutely love it. Itlang closer re me kaofela no re tlo kgona go bua. Mavele tla ke qale ka wena ne. I mean, you were on a solo career journey mara wa decide gore ke tlo collaborate le Tash. What made you make that decision to say let's tag team?
Yeah, I always believe on collaborative over competition. I always believe on, you know, when you work together we can actually go far. So for me being a solo artist, I've realized, no man, I need someone that I can work with so that this thing could be actually a movement that's going to take over the entire world. Not only in Lesotho.
Not just Lesotho, and you guys are doing exactly that.
Yeah. So basically it was all about that. Yeah.
No, it makes sense.
Collaboration over competition.
Yeah, I love that. Just like it's wena, I mean, when in your music, ubina ka eng vele vele?
Obviously, nna ke bina ka dithaba tsa heso. Dinoka. Obviously, diphatlo tse re tla be re di apara.
Tse dintle ebile
mokoro.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we know you, Mavele, you like to appreciate your culture, but why do you think it's important for artists to embrace their tradition through their music?
Yes, obviously, as an artist, you need to be authentic. You need to set yourself apart from other people or other artists. People must be able to recognize, oh, Mavele, I got the gumboots. So obviously, for me to actually tap into my culture space, I'm rooted into my culture. Like ever since I was young, I was born and bred by the family that believes in the culture, that believes in Sesotho sa rona re le Basotho. So you wanna Mosotho and then you hodisitswe ka setso. So that's why I was like, you know what, even when I get into the entertainment space, I will still carry my culture rooted things. So guys, let's move on with our culture. Let's embrace our culture as young people, because ka Sesotho ha o sa tsebe mo tswang ke ke ba tseba mo ya.
Mo yang. I'll translate that for our viewers. If you don't know where you're from, you don't know where you're going. And you guys are taking this thing to the top. I love it. Yeah, so Tash, get back to you. How it's a fella like, you know, certain genres, you dabbling in lots of different things, but you're still keeping it authentically Sesotho. But what other sounds can, you know, people expect from you?
Obviously, Okawa famu music and le compo.
Okay.
Amapiano.
All right. Bringing it to the new generation. What are those? For what Masatsi being obviously?
Le compo and famu.
Yeah, king.
Famu ke pinata Sesotho.
Okay.
Famu pinata Sesotho and le compo ke pinata
Limpopo, New age,
Limpopo,
yeah.
Remember,
South
we're saying
Africa, Lesotho
exactly,
coming together.
Africa without borders. Yeah. So we can actually get over Chris Brown.
Chris Brown. In your actual traditional attire. Different or really differentiator from other musicians.
Yeah, obviously, like I'm saying, I said to you that we are coming from Lesotho, and we believe that being authentic is actually going to set you apart from other people. So you cannot come here with our air forces.
You know what I mean?
You guys have seen those things.
This is our genre.
This is your genre.
So actually, as we are pushing our movement, there was Sesotho. We're saying we can not only sing in Sesotho, but we also need to dress apart. You understand? So that when we sing in Sesotho, you could actually relate to our outfit as well.
Yes, and for people maybe that also can't hear music, they can see it and feel it. Look at the performances alone.
Yes.
That actually makes so much sense. But I'm going to ask you another question right now, and it is the name of the event. Marakuta khona Sesotho thing happening next week Wednesday, Veleka Heritage Day. King show
Show and I give it to Apara Sesotho. Okay. Basotho, they will be there wearing the Sesotho clothes, you know, showcasing their culture. Remember, we have Basotho in Gauteng, Rustenburg in America, like all over the world. So basically, now what's going to happen next Wednesday is Basotho coming together, uniting and being one thing and embracing our culture, listening to our music, our beauty.
Off air about it. But Tash, right, you guys are working on a brand new album. Any collaborations we can expect on the album?
Yeah.
Drop names,
obviously we have Vetkoek and Mahuta.
Hey.
Those are the big
Big dogs.
Yeah, obviously we have big celebrities in Lesotho, Sanere and Khumani.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, then we have Skozma Puma and Lemmy Crazy.
Okay, so that's where also the Amapiano is also going to be.
Yeah, the versatility of us gets in there.
Okay.
Because remember, we're not only doing farm. In as much as we're wearing in a Sesotho way, we are still tapping into the modern music, modern style, you know. We do all these things.
You do all these things, and that's why you're joining me on Trendz tonight. But I'm going to, end it with you because what's about Nakovele? How Nahana Vele? Basotho liminal Sesotho. Do you feel like it's here to stay even for generations to come?
Yeah, obviously the Sesotho music is here to stay because remember, Basotho we have been inspired by Bontate Tepotsula. You know, Bontate Tepotsula is our legend. May his soul rest in peace. He was one of the guys they actually created this genre as Sesotho music. So after them, we are continuing with the legacy ka music. We're saying what the Lesotho music will never die, Basotho music will never die, Basotho attire will never die. That's why we are continuing with the legacy. So we are here to stay. We are not going anywhere.
We're not going
We are taking
anywhere.
over the world to the top.
To the top. And we really handle John because but you've actually just answered it to say, you've seen the people that have come before you.
Yes.
You are taking it and you're running with
Definitely.
it. And are you hoping then to another level?
Yes, but someone they must embrace their culture because if you don't know where you come from, you'll never know where you are going.
Amen.
So it's always the basic principle. It's always a basic principle.
The thing that you live by.
Definitely, yes. So we are coming to Durban, July. We are coming to.
I think what you guys are doing is so phenomenal. The fact that you are just staying so authentic in your culture, rooted in tradition. It's also just Sesotho, but this African representation that you're bringing to the forefront. Oh man, before these gentlemen render their second track that will get African women like me blushing. But the time flies when you're having fun because that's all we have time for on your favorite arts, culture and entertainment show this Friday night. To engage with us on our socials and also let us know on X who you'd like to see featured at Trendz on SABC. We leave you with Mavele and Tash. My name is Candy, or rather I should have said Kalibito Kinna Candy. And until next time, you know what I say. Stay sweet and have yourself a wonderful weekend. Mwah. Good night. Bashiman Baka. Howing.
Witness the skill. Baba tabasadi ba Afrika, Baba tabasadi ba Afrika, Baba tabasadi ba Afrika, Baba tabasadi ba Afrika. Giri matsatsa, giri momotela, giri matsatsa, giri momotela, giri matsatsa, giri momotela. Baba tabasadi ba Afrika, Baba tabasadi ba Afrika, Baba tabasadi ba Afrika, Baba tabasadi ba Afrika. Giri matsatsa, giri momotela, giri matsatsa, giri momotela, giri matsatsa, giri momotela. Nabasadi ba mahabore ka di momotela kere hey khotso dumela dumela hey. Nabasadi ba mahabore ka di momotela kere hey khotso dumela dumela hey. Nabasadi ba mahabore ka di momotela kere hey khotso dumela dumela hey. Nabasadi ba mahabore ka di momotela kere hey khotso dumela dumela. Legere ja kuzwa ye botela kilo saka mama gele nyalwa se botele khwatwa nga le hlaka banana ba matsatsi a bagela ka ba dipha a fela o sena tla a ona ntule ntwa ke mona motale matsatsi ipono simo modela thobe khabile ka khobosha ba di mo bampile na ba di toro o tsana tsala handle sila tsa twa tsumo le la kala mazume a di bondo le ferile ke nne ta di fumane di tuno sitse o te mate madutsi ba mo khutsitse sambile mo sebetsi wa o dula ke mo katile Dao ganye tasa bowen, nangarula ke rata kiname. Dao gango tata fule, padongwane zamala panzeri selega. Nabasadi ba mahabore ka di momotela kere, hey khotso, dumela, dumela. Hey, nabasadi ba mahabore ka di momotela kere, hey khotso, dumela, dumela. lona basadi ba Maaforika di mamotela ke re he khotso dumela hey lona basadi ba Maaforika di mamotela ke re he khotso dumela
Morena sinsi ha o ya ntweng hoba ke tla o tlela le moqhaka wa tlholo nketse